The Antechinus is a hoppy mouse. It's a native marsupial mouse and it's protected under Australian law, so don't kill the hoppy mouse. They're a beautiful little thing. Here you can see a lot of babies in it, and this one here you can see that its snout has been knocked around a bit. It's been fighting. They're real little fighters, the little devils. Okay, so here we are. This is, I'm going to catch, hopefully, a hoppy mouse. Now, hoppy mice are a native mouse of Australia. They're about this long, and we call them hoppies because they actually hop a bit. Their back legs are a bit longer than their front legs. They're lovely little things, but what they do and what they love doing, they love getting into cars, inside of cars, especially the newer cars. They can get inside and they'll chew all the wires away and cost you a lot of money. And that's what one of them is in here somewhere around, and I know it is because it chewed out the back indicators on my ute. So I had to go and get that fixed up yesterday. That cost me $100. And my youngest son, Tasman, had the same thing happen to him on his Toyota. They got into that and chewed away a whole heap of wires. And it can cost a lot of money. One of my neighbours has got a Mercedes, and they got into the back of the Mercedes and did a couple of grand's worth of damage. So they are annoying. But don't kill them. Don't kill them. They're a beautiful little native. I don't know if they're marsupials, but they do carry the young around with them. And they have a strange sort of mating ritual. The males all come around the female and mate with the female, and then she in turn kills the males. So watch out, males. And so when you've got they come into your house around December, November, December, that's when they've got their young. And you know they're not males because the males have all been eaten. And so this is how I catch them. I don't want to trap them and kill them. Certainly don't want to do that. So what I do, I've got a dustbin here, and I've got an old pillow inside the dustbin here. Now, because when they're in the house, and they get into the house in December, it's not December now, it's August, but I just used the one bin, and I put it under the stairs, and I have a piece of wood like that, another piece of timber like this, with a bit of meat on the end. They love meat. They eat cockroaches and lizards and things like that. And I put a piece of meat on the end. They run out here, boing, and into the dustbin, and then I've put the lid on, and then I'll take them down to the forestry and let them go. And so down here, because it's not inside the house, I won't know when the trap's gone off, because it'll go off tonight sometime. Hopefully they'll go in here tonight sometime. So what I've done is I've got Sharon's compost bin, which she cuts a hole in the bottom of it and puts all the compost in here. So I'm going to use this, and I've turned it upside down. I'm going to put it on the top like that, and these hoppy mice, they're called antechinus or anticlimbers. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we call them hoppy mice because they hop. So these hoppy mice they're unbelievable climbers. They can literally climb up a mirror. They're beautiful little things. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this over here, down here. The reason I'm putting it here is because I want the hoppy to be able to get up on here. I put all this timber over here so it can come up the timber, come along here, and have a bit of timber like that. And this is the, and I'll put a bit of mincemeat just here. They'll smell it from a mile away. And they'll come out, boing, and they'll go down in here. They won't get hurt because of the pillow down the bottom. And in the morning, hopefully I'll come along and I'll see that this is not here. It'll be down in the trap. I'll be able to lift off this, lift off the top bit, get the top of the bin, put the top in, put it in the ute, go down to the forestry, well away, because they'll come back at least, half a mile, no worries at all, they'll just come back again. So I'll take them down into the forestry, which is a good couple of miles away, let it go, and then the cars and my ute should be protected from these little blighters. But they're a lovely little thing, so don't kill the hoppy. Trap him, like I've showed you, take him away and let it go. It's illegal to kill these. They are protected, and they're getting rarer and rarer, so don't kill the hoppy. So here we are in the garage. I've been welding all afternoon, so I'll show you what I've done with this hoppy mouse trap. Here it is here, and I've got these bits of old, so I can climb up there, get up to the top here where I've got a bit of timber, and it comes along here, so I'll put a few little bits of mincemeat out. Now here's it'll come along here, get a bit of mincemeat here, then it'll go out onto this thing here, and a bit of mincemeat at the end, boink, the whole thing goes down into the trap. As you can see at the bottom there, I've got an old pillow so it doesn't hurt itself, and this is a bit of really light bit of plywood, so it'll go in there and hopefully it can't get out. These things are just unbelievable climbers, so you never know, it might, but anyway, we'll just see what happens tomorrow. So the tail of the anti-climber, anyway, hoppy mice. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So here we are the next day, and no hoppy mice. I didn't trap any mice, any little hoppies last night, but I have been doing a bit of research on them. And yes, they're a protected species. Yes, they are marsupials, and they are getting quite rare, so don't kill them. And so I'll just keep trying to trap it for the next week or so. It's probably a male, and you don't really see males around. I've never got a male that I know of before, trapped him. Not that I've trapped very many at all, but I have trapped about 3 or 4. It's usually the females with babies, and they come into the house, as I've said, around November, December. And I don't think they do kill the males. I think the males just die of actually sexual exhaustion, apparently. Poor little things. And so they'd probably be mating around, I don't know, September, October. And they have their babies, and then they bring their babies into the house, and they're so loud. They're like elephants, and they clunk around the house. And another way you'll always know if it's a hoppy is they're not like mice or rats, They don't slink around on the edges of the room. Hobby mice go right through the middle of the room, and they're quite happy about that. And they make a lot of noise. At night you can hear them banging away, and they're quite, they're very gregarious sort of little creatures. I was actually sitting on the dunny one time, and one came into the bathroom and got on top of the bath and slid down the bath, and seemed to like it so much it went around and got out of the bath, went onto the top of the bath and slid down again, just for the sheer fun of it. So that sort of shows you what these little things do. And another thing that I've noticed with them is that they'll only poop in one place. So what I do is I put a bit of newspaper down in that place, and they'll poop on the newspaper, and then I can just empty it out. This is before I really perfected the way of trapping them. And they would make excellent pets if you could keep them, but I think that's against the law. But you know, the law is an ass. But they're a beautiful little thing. But unfortunately, I didn't trap this one last night. But I will get it over the next few weeks and relocate it to the forestry, to a more safer environment for it. So there you go. So that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a bit of knowledge about hobby mices. And hobby mices and cars. They do love cars. So there you go. So thanks for watching. And I'll make a quick video this week. I should tell you what's happening to ue&co. They're actually in Portugal, seeing Sergio's mother over in Portugal, and then they're going back to London to see one of Zoe's sisters, Astra, who lives in Kent with her 2 children. So they'll be there a couple of weeks. So they won't be back until the end of the month. So that's why we're not doing anything on ue&co's place. So there you go. So okay, arrivederci. Thanks for watching.